Hey, what's up, everybody? Dan McCall here with Whatever It Takes Wednesday. This is episode number 14. Today I have an awesome guest, Alex Conover. Did I say your last name correctly?
Yeah, Conover. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering before this started if I was going to say that right. But anyway, I've been following Alex here for a while now. Great guy, entrepreneur, power lifter, trainer, helps people get ready for competitions. And I'm just looking forward to asking Alex a bunch of questions today. Feel free to ask any questions below as we go here. Do you want to share it on your share this on your thing too while we're talking? Hey, feel free to share the show here as we go. You can bring some value to somebody else today. I always like to say that motivation is like bathing; you need it daily. So, and I seek inspiration daily. I was just talking about that a little while ago. Cool, I see we're live on IG over there too. Got some hearts going on. Give us some love too. Let us know you're here. Hit the love button, the like button, the wow button. Don't hit the angry button because I got this big guy here with me. just kidding. So anyway, what's up, Corey? I see you on there. Paul Beester. We got Paul Beester in the house today too. You want to just drop in real fast before I start asking
knock
Alex
everything.
questions? Don't knock everything over
That's
though.
the video we were talking about.
Yo, what's up?
Got Paul Beester in the building. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them below. He's going to be helping out, and with that, just as well as I'm going to be doing the same thing for him in some other future episodes as well. What's up, Corey? I see you, brother. I see you, man. So we're gonna get right into it.
I tried it too and I couldn't.
Yeah, you just go to my thing there. Scroll down. Just a minute, folks. I don't see it. All right, don't worry about it. All right, show must go on. So anyway, here we are here. What we're gonna ask Alex first. We're gonna like I always like to say, I like to peel back the layers of folks, kind of get to know them a little bit better. Let me make sure this lighting's good too. There we go. Yeah. So for the audience and everything, who is Alex Conover? Like where are you from? Tell us about your earlier.
Started in Florida. I was born in Florida. Some things happened, brought me to Jersey. Kind of went to school in Jersey. Went to school out in Iowa for wrestling. Off of a scholarship, stopped. Just make things happen. Growing up in Jersey was cool. It was fun. Just go getter, man. Try to make everything work.
So you grew up in Florida, or you grew up in Jersey?
I grew up in Florida for the majority of my life. Kind of like earlier in high school, transferred up here. Small kid, Hurricane Katrina came through and just kind of knocked everything down. Forced me and my family to come up here, and started high school out here, which kind of continued everything. It started even in training with wrestling and everything. Everything started a little bit stirred me to the direction of getting into personal training and kind of turning into who I am.
Awesome, man. Awesome. And you were just talking about wrestling too. You said, did you wrestle too? Or?
Yeah, I wrestled in high school and was lucky enough to get a scholarship out to Briarcliff University out in Iowa. And
from wrestling?
Yeah, from wrestling.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, college just kind of. I did the 1 year. I didn't drop out or anything. Finished it out. It just really wasn't for me, man. I couldn't really see just racking up the debt, and it was just even the scholarship was only 80%. So that's kind of why it was a scholarship, but it was still like $10,000. I just couldn't. It just wasn't for me. So kind of went my own way. Started working with LA Fitness after that. After doing a little bit of roofing and carpeting. But and that's kind of after LA Fitness brought me to the training.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Yeah, I didn't know that about you with the wrestling. I'm a big fan of wrestling these days. We talked about wrestling a little bit, so I'm sure that'll be me in your near future. We'll be going at it. I'll be trying to keep up with you.
My watch. Sounds good to me.
Yes. Love it. Let's do it, man. Let's put it in our future plans, man. So, tell me. So, I really admire your work, man. Like, I've been following you. Like, I totally admire your work, and I know a lot of other people do too. Tell me, like, what got you into that? Like, because obviously you have an athlete background, a fitness background, workout background. You obviously love to work out. I know you do powerlifting and stuff too. What got you into the niche of
Training.
Of training? Like, what's your
So
passion behind
I
it.
started powerlifting on like a really young age. I think my first competition was I was about 14 years old. So from there, just competing throughout the years all the way up to 20 was my last competition, and I ended up slipping a disc. I slipped my L5, and that kind of shut down the powerlifting. But I still wanted to, I always brought the best out of myself, and I kind of loved transferring it into other people, whether it was like youth wrestling programs, people at the college. It's kind of where I just started helping folks, and I kind of helped them, and they would excel very well. And I was like, maybe I can get into this. So hours of studying, training, learning, and I kind of took the back seat for a while. I wasn't always this upfront person that was like, yeah, I'm the trainer to go to. This is the person I can tell you what to do. I was very humble at first. I just learned. I studied for hours on end, just trying to build my knowledge base to become that trainer. It was probably about 4 years ago when I took on my first client to go on stage on a whim. I offered it for free, and kind of put my heart and soul into her and just see what she could do. And she did actually very well for her first time ever stepping on stage, and that's kind of where I got the nick. And it was like from there, just everything started coming together. It started with her, and then two girls, and then their friends, and then for their friends, and then everything started going as got progressive. And I ended up taking a break for about a year because I saw I wasn't getting any like first place trophies, second place. It was more like third, fourth, which is still great. Fourth out of 20, 25 people was still an amazing feat. But I knew I wasn't great yet, and I don't still think I'm still not at the great level. I feel like I'm good. But I always like to learn. It's great to learn every day. I think you should learn something new at least every day about your profession, or your goals, or dreams, and things like that. And so taking that back seat, took the year off, started up again, took a male and a female client this time to try to test my knowledge with men, and started from there, man. And that was about a year and a half ago, and that's where everything really took off because she ended up getting second place, he ended up getting like second place, and from there it was like, who is this guy? Because then every show after that, I'm bringing 6, 5, 10 people to these shows and just stealing trophies.
Stealing trophies.
Yeah, so I kind of try to teach my clients and people just to go home with at least some hardware. So that's always the main goal every time one of my clients steps on stage is to leave with something. You put your heart, your soul, you're starving yourself, you're dieting, you're training every day, you're missing out on your social life, your family life, your careers, your own dreams. Take something home. You know what I'm saying? You have to have something physically there that you can show somebody instead of, I tried, I didn't do it. No, get that trophy. Top 5 has to be. And that's kind of just how things started and went.
Nice, man. Nice. I love it, man. It's cool. And I love how a lot of it was like raw and organic, right? Like you got 2, and then I got another 2, another 2. Almost sounds like network marketing or something. But yeah. Anyway, I love that because it just goes to show you like what you're doing was working. And then the cool thing I really like about what you did, and it's something that a lot of people won't do, is go do something for free. Like the start, like because a lot of people are like they want to get the money right there, but they don't have no street cred.
Exactly.
So like you were just like I'll do it for free. Like you just wanted to do it. Like you just did that like with passion. Like there was no money involved or anything like that. But really, I guess you kind of did get paid for it, really.
And that's kind of the thing. Even my coaching now, like it's very cheap compared to everyone else. Like say you're another coach, you might be charging $200 a month, where I'll charge half the price. Mm-hmm. And I feel like say my athlete steps on stage and wins hardware, that's an investment for me because now I have her progress photos, her trophies, her everything to carry on for the rest of my career. So it's almost like knocking one on the resume and kind of building yourself and making yourself a more credible coach. Like more or less like you have a review on Amazon, you might get like a great review on a tree job you did. Those both they're gonna stick with you forever. Yeah. And you have that high quality job that you just produced, and no one can take that from you. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? No one can tell you didn't do that. No one can say that you no way, that's BS. No, it's right here. This ain't. I didn't pay this person. This is raw. This is real. Kind of like you said, it's raw and real, and that's kind of what it is. So I knew that I had the LA Fitness going, so I wasn't financially hurting, and I didn't risk it all for the biscuit. I took my time, learned, paid my dues, kind of stepped back, and took those 2 clients. I was like, guys, we're gonna do this, and they kind of sparked me up, and I still talk to them to this day. It was 3 years ago. I don't train the one, I still train the other, but just it's cool.
I don't want to miss a point. I mean, Alex said something that I thought was vital, and I don't want to gloss over it, was that he was willing to, here he was in the midst of coaching, right?
Yeah.
Had clients and everything, and he was getting some finishes. Like they were finishing and doing well, but it wasn't good enough. He wasn't willing to settle for mediocre or even pretty darn good. Yeah. He decided, there's something like, I got to get this thing to the next level. And I want to make sure, a lot of people, they'll learn a skill or talent. Like I know guys in, say, my industry, in the tree business or whatever, and they know enough to get by and earn a living, then they could do that for the next 30 years. And some do. Others of us want to just kind of keep pounding at it, get better and better and better. So I love that. I love that he took a whole year off and just fine-tuned his craft.
Yeah.
And came back better, stronger.
That's awesome. That happens a lot too. Yeah. And it seems like when people do think great things, it seems like you know,
for sure. Yeah.
It's almost like even like relationships. A lot of times they say like you gotta like separate and then come back and stuff. Like it's like you're just taking that resting period. Like, yeah, awesome. So that leads me to another question too about your business and stuff like that. What made you decide, like, because you said you were at LA Fitness, and like you know, like so you're tapped into somebody else's business or whatever. Like, what was the thing that made you go from that to entrepreneurship?
Just I kind of wasn't happy where I was, even though I was doing well. I was working about 80 hours at LA Fitness alone, like on the books. It's the OT there that they give you mandatory. It's
How many hours?
About 80.
80. Wow.
Yeah, working 7 days a week. Even your scheduled off days are still in the building. And I wasn't doing what I loved, so I'm working for a company. Basically, LA Fitness, they give you a computer on their phone and they're like, go, which was great. And I loved it because it learns for how to, entrepreneur. You have to sell your product, you have to do kind of thing with anything in life. Personal training, your products. Sell me a water bottle. You have to learn how to mass produce it. So I was learning skills and traits there, which was great, but I felt like I kind of learned as much as I needed to, and it became more of a chore than a learning experience. So I got what I needed to get out of LA Fitness. I learned how to run a gym. I learned how to, customer service was very hard for me at first. I was a very hot-headed young kid when I first started training. You think you rule the world and you're walking around with, a chip on your shoulder when the reality is like, nobody knows nothing. The only thing you deserve is what you earn. And kind of from there, we kind of just parted ways. So I'm still on good terms with LA Fitness, so I'm going to kind of leave that at that. But I knew it was just my time to leave and kind of work for myself for once. So I saved up enough money to do it on my own. I know a lot of young guys, they think they can just quit their jobs and drop out of college and make something happen out of nothing. But I definitely think you need a little bit of a financial backing, at least to start something. Like if you're going to start a card painting business and you're really good and you're a fine detailer, tattooing, like you need the gun, you need the ink, you need the work, the clean needles. So it's like that's not going to poof just because you want it. So even if you're working at McDonald's or making minimum wage, just bank it, pay it, save it, and then you can start your own thing. So I had to do a salary job before I could start my own business. I feel like a lot of people start off that way just to get a little bit of kickstart money, unless you have investors and things like that to get going. So once I had my money, I was out. I knew what I needed to do because I was at LA training on the side, where my side hustle definitely shifted into my main hustle. And it was a huge risk, and it was definitely scary, especially the first couple months, because you're deciding your own paychecks. Like, do you want to work? I'm the type of guy where I'd rather work 90 hours a week for myself than 40 hours for somebody else. So I kind of just dove in, took the risk, and worked for myself.
Love it. I love how you're transparent too and said it was scary, because it's a lot of that's just the way it is. It's the truth, like when you're going for your dreams and you're changing your career or you're going out on your own. It's like it can be a scary thing, but it's worth it. So let me go into some of these other questions here. So tell me about let's go into your powerlifting thing. That's interesting to me. Like, do you still do the powerlifting, and are you still into that?
Powerlifting was definitely when I was younger. Like I said before, once I got the injury, it kind of stopped. Now that I do this, if I hurt myself, I can't work. Where LA Fitness or another job that I had before, if I work, I can just come sit at my desk, make my phone calls with my back injury or my shoulder injury. Well, now if I hurt my back, now I can't work because now it's physical. You're picking up weights, you're training people, you're trying to motivate them. I can't go, my back every 3 seconds. So the thing is it was more or less I had to weigh out risk and reward. Powerlifting didn't pay the bills. Powerlifting really just caused hurt. And even though you did kind of get a trophy at the end and you felt good, it just definitely wasn't for me to a certain point. So I did my thing. I haven't lost yet. I've done maybe over 20 competitions as a junior, teen, youth, and went to nationals, won nationals, raw, national, natural. So drug tested and all. I remember getting right off the platform when I got first place. They're like, welcome to the USAPL, and they tested me right there on the spot, and I was like, great. But that was definitely that was my last show. It was good, man. I loved it. It just the raw emotion that kind of you get from it, because there's no, you can't front powerlifting.
No.
You got 700 pounds, you can pick it up or you can't. There's no like, well maybe, well if you try, well if you work yourself up enough. Nah, man, like, you can either pick it up or you can't. It's like 2 + 2 is 4. There's no way it's gonna come out to 6.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of how that's what I love. Because that's even why I love wrestling. It's about you. It's not about the other guy. It's not about him, her, them. It was more or less like, can you do it or can't you do it? Well, get to it. And that's kind of how it was. It was just very
Let's see what you got.
straight. Exactly. So you can talk as big as you want, you can be as bad as you want, but if you the weight's either going to move or not.
Yeah.
So I guess you always see. But
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool. I thought about getting into that. So you started kind of like without, like, I don't even know exactly what you said, but it triggered some other things that I already have put these questions written down. When you're getting these these guys and girls ready for these competitions and stuff like that, do you have anything that you kind of say to them to try to help keep them motivated? Do you have any quotes or anything? Like, it seems like it'd be a repetitional thing, because sometimes when we're coaching or training or like talking to our employees or whatever you might be doing, like, it seems some stuff becomes like, like a broken record, right? It's like you say the same stuff over and over again. And
it's kind of a different ballgame when you start working with, no offense, but when you start working with women. Having to learn the menstrual cycles and the hormones and the estrogen levels, and but it's real. When you're a female male coach, or a male female coach, however you want to put it, those things are real. Emotions, when the menstrual cycle kicks, females are going to be emotional, and it's a weight loss competition. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to look perfect, and with the self-esteem issues and the body shaming images, things that are going on now in today's society, it's very tough to walk around and feel confident about yourself. So the thing is I have some girls that will come right in my chair and walk right in my office, sit down and break down crying. And for absolutely no reason. And they don't even know why they're crying.
Yeah,
so motivation, like being a motivational talker, you have to be on your A game. Because if you say the wrong thing, it's over. They won't trust you anymore, they won't like you anymore, and that will burn in the back of their brain for the rest of their life what you said. If they're like, I feel like I'm fat, I feel like I'm not ready, and you go, yeah, you definitely look like you put on a couple pounds, and that's tough. You're done. So, you always got to convince them and reimburse them, trust the process. You pick me as your coach, you're paying me as your coach, trust me. You know what I'm saying? Because I trust you to follow the program just as much as you trust me to provide and give you the right information. You've seen what I've done in the past and, my credentials. So just trust me. And 9 times out of 10, it works out for the best. You can always tell the people who are kind of, slacking off the side, but motivational-wise, you always, A-game, especially show day, pump up always has to be good, because they're stepping on stage in front of us. Sometimes, the last show we were at, I had a show with Katie, and we were in Charlotte. There were at least 800 people there. Easy. You have one girl who's on stage in a bikini in front of 800 people. That's tough, and especially for her first show. That's mentally, physically, emotionally tough. And, it just, we kind of were backstage and she's looking and she's not feeling herself. And I don't know if you guys ever seen Katie, but her abs are like, she's ridiculous. And I personally think she was the best looking girl there at that show, even though she did pull second place. Pumping her up backstage was tough. But it kind of definitely comes second nature to me now. Motivating them, passing on my motivation into them. Like, look, you did the work, you did the time, you're here, let's do it, let's get to it. I don't think I really have a catchphrase, but I definitely, probably the thing that comes out of my mouth the most is trust the process.
Trust the process.
You have to, because, it's just, you start with a house, you figure like you get a house, you're flipping homes, you got to remodel a house. It's not going to look like that grade A kitchen, you're not going to have the grounder tops, you're going to have to tear everything down at first, and then it looks terrible. And then you build it all back up, and little by little, the house starts coming together, and it starts looking perfect, and then you can slap it on the market and make your bank. And that's kind of how the show is. Show day is sell day. It's open house day, where everyone could come in and view your house and view your home, and they put the price on it. You might have the best house on the block. You might be second place, you might get third place, but that's kind of exactly how it is.
Wow. Love that. Did you have something you want to say?
I just wanted to ask, and hopefully, Dan, I'm not stepping on your toes.
I don't care. I'm loving it. I love what he's saying. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's money. I'm just curious, influencers. Okay, so you went back, you took a year off, and you studied, and maybe one, maybe two of the people who, when you read their stuff, you're like, yes, like one or two really powerful influencers in your field that influence you, that are kind of your go-to gurus that you draw from, wisdom, principles, whether it's nutrition, whether it's lifting, whether it's mental game, you know, who are one or two or three of the top people in here?
He definitely doesn't know it, but my buddy CJ runs his own gym out in West Berlin. He has maybe like 1,000 square foot facility, and this guy is like on point. Like I follow his emails. He's a personal friend of mine, and like I said, he probably doesn't even know, but he was always so motivating because the energy this guy brings to his gym.
Yeah.
It was like, wow. Like I still wish I could do that. And sometimes it's very tough that I work from like 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. sometimes just training people. So kind of keeping that high intensity. Sure. I don't care what time of day it was, 5 a.m. and then he has a session at 6, and then and all night he'll get an hour of sleep, and he comes in the gym. Woo, let's go, baby! And I definitely I just actually posted one of his emails the other day, talking about tough times, like just kick some dirt on it, just stop being a little girl, just get fucking to it. Like this is your dream, you wanted to go after it.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, no one asked you to do this, no one told you to do this, just you wanted to do this, so go ahead and do it. You know, this you don't want to work 80 hours, don't work 80 hours, you set your own hours. And he's definitely my number one motivator going forward, kind of pushing just because he did it. You know, he knew what it took, and he has probably a huge operation. He probably has easily over 300 clientele right now.
Wow. And
out of a small place, and he started with smaller. He's been upgraded every year, and he's got employees working for him now, and he's
awesome.
He's still a young guy. He might be like 26, 25. You know,
wow.
Don't kill me, CJ, if that's not your age, but you know, whatever it is, definitely my number one motivator. Second is really just being a heavier guy, being a powerlifter. You never hear about the powerlifters training girls and the fitness competitors.
Yeah.
It's foreign. Do you know what I'm
sure.
saying? I'm
It's like cross-discipline,
I'm
right?
330 pounds. You know, like how are you going to tell me how to get abs if you can't get them yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Sure.
kind of just proving people wrong that I think I have an unbiased opinion. Like people are like, oh, you only should coaching if you've done it before. Yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? The work that I put in, I really just wanted to prove a lot of people wrong, because I think people half-ass it. You know, I can willingly say, and without a guilty conscience in it, I've never put a girl on stage that has performance-enhancing drugs. And you come to some coaches now, and the first thing they do, drugs. Take this pill and that pill. And any of my clients, if you're watching right now, you can call me out if you want to. But the thing is, the first thing they want to go to is the drugs. And, you know, screw that. Yeah, you know, maybe down the road, if you get really, really, really good. I don't have a girl on that level right now that I think she needs it.
Yeah.
You're affecting, ruining people's lives.
Yeah,
you know, and some coaches think that they're doing a good job and they're making that bank, but like you're ruining someone's life.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of more or less motivating. Just honestly to myself.
Yeah.
No one in my family tree has ever owned a home, and it's kind of like you know, I want to be that first person to kind of break off the branch and definitely succeed. You know, I'd love to buy my pops a home. I'd like get my brother like his first car. Like, he'd be nice as anything. He's 15. And I love when you turn like 17 or 18 to be able to just give him whatever he wants. You know?
That's awesome.
And so kind of motivating for myself and just to move forward in life. I'm a go-getter, so I like to see myself improve just as much as anyone else. So I definitely have to say CJ's my number one guy that I actually follow his stuff. I don't like following the pros. I don't like following the big times because I feel like anything they post is bullshit anyways. And I don't even think it's them posting it. I think it's their assistants, you know, tagging it, posting it, and sending it out. So I like seeing like I'm just taking like you guys. Like you guys, you know, we're sitting in the house right now. We're just chilling, and you know, you guys are real. It's not like you guys are some multi-millionaire and it's fake and behind the scenes. But you know, you guys did it. You started your own business. You're sexually working at it, and you know, I see his stuff all the time. He's posting. You know, prices are going up in 5 days. This is going on. You know, I'm here to coach you and train you. That stuff. I'm like, damn. You know, like. Shit, me too. I gotta get to work. All right, so you know, I'm going right back at it. So I kind of take it from people who are going. I love seeing people come up, and that makes me want to come up more. And then they pass me, and I want to pass them. You know, so I don't care about money. Money's never been the motive for me. I just want to be able to pay my bills. If I can pay my bills, keep myself fed, that's a big ass bill, you know. But anyways, you know, besides all that, you know, keeping myself fed, doing that, and like I don't want to have to worry about, like, if my girlfriend wants to go out to eat, man, I don't want to have to worry about the bill.
Sure.
Whatever. You know, here, it takes my debit card, whatever. But that's why I don't charge crazy amounts. Like I only charge $20 an hour for training, which is like, I think LA Fitness charges $50 for 30 minutes, and it's just so I don't do it for the money, man. I kind of just do it. For myself. If I could work for myself, even if it's 70, 60 hours a week, and provide for myself, that's the dream, right? Everyone wants to do what they love.
Yep.
And so mine's just oiling bikini girls and making people lose weight.
That's awesome, man. Thanks for that. Appreciate the answer.
Appreciate the
That's
question.
insightful. I mean, it's good. I like that it's more about people that you know, like that you can see, touch, and hear.
Yeah.
And you could, if you wanted to, drive to their house or drive to the gym, and you know, it's not just a talking head somewhere that's like out there, you know.
Yeah,
So that's value. There's value in that.
And definitely my clients. I train a lot of people. I do a lot of hands-on, but I also do probably my main business is online.
Mm-hmm.
I have about 50 people online right now. I have about 20 hands-on. I have people in I have people in Germany, people in Hawaii, people in like Afghanistan. I have a couple clients that are out serving. Thank for your service.
That's incredible.
And,
Wow.
And,
that's
but the
awesome.
thing is, so if they can do that, like my one buddy, he's always like he'll take his progress pictures like in his pants, or the background's like some warehouse, or he's out in the desert, and you're like, dude, like if you could do this under those circumstances, who am I to complain about being tired if you only get 4 hours of sleep? Who am I to stop? Like if you're not stopping, who am I to stop?
Yeah.
I'll have a mother who'll have 5 kids, and she's a single mom, and she's trying to make it do, and she can stick to her diet. Well, she just cooked, pancakes, bacon, scrambled eggs for all her children, and she's sitting there with her 3 egg whites and half a cup of oats, and she's able to still stick to that. I'm like, bro, like who am I to give up on my dreams if they can stick and do it to theirs? So I definitely think my team motivates me. Mm-hmm. So like kind of like picking the clientele, them trusting me, like I have to give them back 20. If they give me 10, I give them back 20. They give me 50, I give them back 100. Yeah. So I think that definitely keeps the motor going.
That's awesome, man. Thanks for that.
Yeah, it's great stuff, man. Great stuff. So I got a question for you too, man. Like, with getting people ready for competitions and stuff like that. Like, do you ever get clients that are like naturally like thick? Like I always wanted to like we were joking around about it earlier, me and Paul, like being like an underwear model or something, right? So I'm just gonna put myself.
That's history.
like those people look great. All the people that you put together, like someone like me that's like naturally like 230. You know what I mean? Like what I like, and I'm sure a lot of people are watching this right now. Like, what could I go do one of those contests? Yeah. Like, what do you think of that? Do you think there's a certain type of client like that already has potential, or do you feel like you can shape anybody and sculpt anybody? Like, what's your perspective on that?
It's definitely part of the time coaching where you have to become a realist rather than like a pretender. If I tell you I can do it in 16 weeks, I'm lying to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get your hopes up, and they're going to get brought down, and then you're going to be an emotional wreck, and you're going to hate me for lying to you. So, say someone was to come to me who's pretty heavy, or if I was to use myself for an example, if I was like, I want to do a show, okay, well, I definitely have probably around 28% body fat. Like, that's going to take some time to come down. And then from the cut, you're going to lose muscle mass. And then you got to re-put on the muscle mass. Then you got to recut the extra fat you put on while you're putting on the muscle. It could be a 2-year project. It could be a 1-year project. So the thing is, it's kind of, you got to consistently chip at it. It's not going to be a 1-day job. Yep. And it might not even be a 1-year job. I have a lot of girls and guys who come and they're like, I want to do a show in 3 months. And I'm like, look, like, I understand that's what you want to do, but unless you want to lose and not look like you belong up there, that's not what you're going to do under me. And sometimes you have to pull people from shows because they're not ready, and it's definitely a tough decision because they've told their family and their friends and their mom and their dad, and it's definitely a little bit heartbreaking. But you kind of gotta, they know they're not ready, but you can't be a liar to them. You don't want to lie to somebody, and tell them they're red when they're actually blue. So the thing is just you just got to sit down. You got to come up with a game plan. If they don't like what you're hearing, they're not going to hire you as a coach. So, and that's kind of just one of those moves. Like, do I lie to you and make a couple $100, or do you go off and badmouth me to everyone because I lied to you? Yep. You got to decide which one you want.
So here's a cool question. Like, let's say you're analyzing me, and you're like, how long do you think it would take you to get me ready for something like that?
Well, the thing is you gotta kind of like I said, you gotta cut it down for a second.
Like, you can just be as truthful. Like, I don't care.
We probably have to cut you down to like 160, 170 pounds. Because we can't see the definition. We don't know if your shoulders are lacking compared to your arms, compared to your abs, compared to your chest, compared to your back. Like symmetrical is huge. Symmetry is huge on stage. So the thing is like, if say you might have really good arms, you cut down 5% body fat, you're going to see the veins, you're going to see everything, but your back might be tough because you've lacked training in your back or your calves or your legs. So we cut you down to almost nothing, where you're at a little bit of body percentage, and then we have to build you back up. Like, all right, your weak points are your back and your legs. So while we build you back up, we're training the shit out of your back and your legs, and then we cut you back down and we see if it's good. It's trying to figure something to compare it to, but it's almost like you take clay and you throw clay, and you build it up, you build it into something, you start chipping away at it, and something breaks off, and you're like, shit. So you got to put more clay on it. You got to redefine it and resculpt it to everything else to match. You can't have a coffee pot this big with a handle this big. Right when you go to pick it up, it's going to snap off. And this in stage, that's kind of how it works. Because the judges are going to call you out on it. And so if you're to tell me, hey, I want to compete, I'm like, all right, you're looking to compete maybe end of 2018, early 2019. If you want to succeed, if you're like, I just want to get on stage, I just want to do it for my kids. I want my kids to see me have abs. I'll probably put you on there in a couple months. But that's it. That's all it's going to be. You'll look good. Like, you'll have a perfect beach body, but you won't have a great stage body. And there's two totally different things. I have a lot of women that come and they're like, I want to look good. I want to step on stage. And I go, for what? Why?
Yeah.
Well, I always told myself I wanted to. Well, that's not enough motivation that's going to get you through this prep, because you're going to starve, you're going to be hungry, you're going to be tired. So
it seems brutal too, and that's why I was asking you like what you say to these different people, because it's got to be some things. And I imagine that you're just really good. You're probably at this point, you're probably really good at being like connected to them and like being a good listener and kind of understanding them. Or
you gotta have like a firm hand. What was the question? I'm sorry. The last one.
I said, is there any like deeper level to that you think that you can get into, or is it
for people who aren't ready?
Yeah, like for talking to these people that are getting ready, because I just know that it's got to be so crazy mental, like to deal with that, like like to be for someone to be that disciplined, to be getting ready for something like this, and then you telling them like, all right, you ain't gonna do it in 6 months, buddy. You got a year to wait. Like it's got to be.
I mean, I would imagine they reveal themselves as well. So in other words, they may come in and Alex is trying to give them a sort of a realistic view of what it is. They come in and maybe say, hey, I want to do this. And he's like, hey, I just want to tell you, you're looking at this and this is what it looks like. That might scare some people off right away. Oh man, I don't want to be tired and hungry.
Yeah.
Maybe I just want to look good on the beach.
The sifting and sorting process. Right. It's like you could do it.
But then they're like, hey, no, I think I want to take it on.
Right.
And he's like, all right. And he starts shaping them out. And 3 months in, he's got an idea. Does this person have what it takes mentally to go the next 6 months or year or whatever like that? I mean, is that...
It's kind of exactly how it is. And that's why I do competitors, but I also do normal, kind of whatever you want, I can kind of get you into. The only thing I don't do is CrossFit. And I don't do CrossFit not because I don't like it, not because it's actually just something I'm not knowledgeable in. It's the one subject I haven't studied. I've studied weight loss, I've studied this, I've studied that. I'm not good at the snatch or the clean and the press and that kind of stuff. I'd probably get you hurt, and it's the one reason I stay away from it.
Yeah.
But other than that, we kind of lay out your plan sheet and we direct you in the motion you want to go. But you just gotta have a firm hand. Yeah. And like I said, you really just don't want to lie to people. Yeah. Because they'll respect you more for being honest with them down the road.
Totally.
Than they will for lying to their face. Because they'll be. I'm telling you, in 3 months, and I've had it before. It was one of the immature mistakes I made in the beginning, and that's why I kind of took the year off. They're like, Alex, you told me 8 weeks. Like I told my kids I was gonna be on stage in 8 weeks, and you're sitting there like the big asshole, and you're like. If I was just real with them, because in the back of your head, as a coach, they're not going to be ready in 6 weeks or 8 weeks, and you tell them, and the lie just shift right off because you want the 2 more months of their payment, and at the end of 2 months, they're furious. Yeah. And someone who, if you would put them on stage, gave them a real time, they could have been a client for years. I've had some clients that have been training with me for 2-3 years, and they don't plan on ever stopping. And that's great, and I'm very thankful for them. But the thing is, if you start lying to people, that's how you get your rep. Yeah, and word of mouth is everything in this business. Yeah. So I lie to you come to him, he sees me on Facebook, he's like, oh yeah, I know that guy. He's like, fuck that guy, he's a liar. We're going to go to my buddy Jim over at, Powerhouse or Planet or something. And you're just going, oh, let's go try him out. And he gives it to you real, and you're like, you know what, I like you because you're a realist. And you're just like, all right, well, there you go, I just lost a potential client who, would have probably paid you or worked with you, and, you could have reached their goals. It's just, you got to lay them down and kind of tell it how it is. So that's kind of like I want a Lamborghini. Bro, you work at CVS, you're a cashier, you ain't affording no Lamborghini. Sure. I really want one. Get a better job, man. Work your way up the financial ladder, hit the lottery. Like, you gotta do something. But you cannot drive away with this. Yeah. You got a $30,000 down payment? Well, no, I got 30. Yeah, that's not 30,000 though. So it's just like and that's kind of how it's kind of how it's gonna go.
Totally makes
It's
sense.
just
Yep.
being real with them. If something's $5 and they only got 4, dude, it's $5. It's not 4. It's 5. And it's people are gonna, you don't want to baby them. I'm very honest.
Yeah.
I'm very honest with my girls, almost to a point where you're like, if you're on the outside, you're like, damn, that dude's an asshole. Where it's like the girl's like, all right, he's all right. He told me this is how it is. This is what we're gonna do. He told me we're gonna get to it, and that's what I'm gonna do. They put their head down, they drive, and they'll run over goals and stuff like that. So they definitely you're gonna have to set goals and just stage by long-term goals and short-term goals.
Yep.
Maybe your long-term goal is to get on stage with your first. You want to see your abs first, or you want to feel good in a t-shirt, or small goals, long goals, and just kind of planning it out and taking action.
Cool.
Love it, man. Love it.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, I love the. I mean, that's I could totally relate to that too, because being in business for years and stuff like that. I don't know about you too, Paul. Like in the beginning, when you're starting off your business or whatever it is, we can do that because we want to get business. Like we can over promise and then under deliver, and it's like you really become the man in your trade when you start under promising and over delivering, and that's where when the truth, when you start just speaking like the raw truth all the time, telling people what they need to hear rather than what they want to hear.
Yeah.
And I really like that about you. It's obvious that you're telling people what they need to hear rather than what they want to hear, and you're being truthful. That's probably why you're attracting lots of business, So I have another question here for you that's slightly different than some of the other ones you've been asking. If you were to give someone advice doing what you're doing, what would it be? Like somebody wants to do what you do. Someone wants to do Alex Conover. What advice would you give that person?
Patience.
Patience,
man. You gotta have patience. Like when you're learning, when you can't rush it, because if you rush it, you're dealing with human beings. We're not dealing with cars. We're not dealing with chairs. If you're a workshop, you're a wood shop guy, and you're making a chair, and the chair breaks, it's just wood. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But when you're dealing with humans, like you could take a girl and totally throw off her hormones, and she starts growing a mustache, and her voice got deeper, all because you decided to make her lift way more weight than she should, and you're pushing her, and you're driving her, and you're feeding her wrong, and then her estrogen levels are south when they need to be up, and she's missed her period for 7 years, and the doctors are like, well, what the hell's wrong with you? And then it's a serious matter as a male coach to kind of know these things, and you have to know these things. Someone comes to you with questions, you need answers. So kind of being patient with your clientele, being patient with your goals, it's not going to happen. I remember, like I said, the first 2 months was a huge struggle for me because I just left LA Fitness. LA Fitness pays very well. You go from making $80,000 a year to now it's like, good luck. And, I had maybe 10 clients at the time when I first started. And I'm sweating because I have rent to pay, I have gym rent to pay, I have my car payment, every life bills. And now I just stacked on extra because of my new business. Patience, man. Take the time. You're only going to get what you earn and you deserve. So listen when you're reading. Pay attention. Take notes. Reread your notes. Listen to your clientele. They're going to tell you everything you need to know because you're dealing with a human being. If I do something you don't like, if I go, do 5 fucking more, and you look at me and you go, man, don't talk to me like that. Like I'm here, I'm paying you, I'm your client. If I don't take that advice and readjust it into your training, I do that tomorrow. 5 fucking more. You go, dude, I'm out. Say it, and you leave. And you gave me a warning to stop my bad behavior. Sometimes I've done things to clients, and then I go, like, I don't like that. Or, hey man, don't text my wife in the morning to ask if she ate breakfast. Okay, say no more. And that's real. Say I'm training your wife, and I'm texting her 10 times a day, or she's texting me, and you think something's going on, and you have to know how to approach that, how to handle that. Sure. You have to be very professional in all standards, and just put it. You're gonna get what you deserve if you put in the work and the time and the social media and the sharing and the knowledge. You have to have one up. Like if we're all coaches right here and we're doing interviews with clients and they get to pick one of us, what's going to make you different? Like what's going to be your niche? Personally, I think my niche is communication. This is probably the longest I haven't went without texting a client. Like they're probably spazzing out like he's dead. And the thing is that it's you have to have something about you. Like what's going to make me hire you besides the next guy to cut the tree? Well, the next guy, the tree went in your house. This one has just landed in your yard. perfect. I'm going to go with you. You know, and it spills, man. And your reputation is everything. So don't try it unless you're ready for it. You know, I even do the posing, like all the little poses they do and the dance they do on stage. I do all that. And I had to go and pay money and literally I just watched.
What do you mean? What do you do?
You know how like the girls get in the heels and they do the poses and the strikes and the butt wiggles? Like I show them all of that.
Like you do all that stuff
all
too.
the choreograph, I do all that too.
That's cool.
So not only do I do the dieting, I do
Die hard.
I do the nutrition, I do the workouts, and I do the posing. So it's like the whole package. Where a lot of coaches, they're like, oh, you have to pay for a posing coach and you have to pay for a nutrition coach. I just do the workouts. And it's like, so since you're all three in one. But dude, it takes time. You're a big guy. It's hard to teach, 110-pound girls how to pose and how to flex muscles. So I had to go to seminars, and sometimes I would sleep in my car or, get a hotel or drive hours on it and put miles on the car. It's tough, man. And it was definitely teeth grinding. But if it's truly your passion, you'll get it. I mean, if you want it, but if not, you're just going to fail like everything else you did in life because you're a quitter. But, whatever.
I love it.
Great.
That's just my advice, man. Patience with that, but don't have patience on your work ethic. Because you have to be a fucking hustler. Because dude, I can't tell you how many times that I've had people coming at me, coming at my name, and then say you come at my name, you post on Alex Conover's a big fucking fraud. His training sucks. His girls are on drugs, and he's a piece of shit, and he's gonna lie to you and steal. That's your opinion. Now, if I choose to retaliate against you and start a big argument, now it's just made a bad image for myself. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, people are going to look at me different, they're going to look at you different, and I just make myself look like an asshole. Or if I just look at that and I just laugh and I kind of keep it chucking and jiving, like, they're not affecting my paychecks. Like, it's just some scrub who's a little jealous because I'm doing what he wants to do, and he's mad. Or it's another coach. I can't say how many times I'm backstage, and I'm getting sized up, and people are looking at me, and they hate me there. And I don't even worry about it. But it could take 2 seconds. I could start an argument, get in a fight backstage. Now I'm kicked out of the stage. I'm banned from going backstage with my girls. My girls are now all by themselves. And I just ruined my whole company because 6 of my best clients are now by themselves, and they're going to lose the show because I'm not there. And I'm banned from here and there. And it's there's a lot that goes into it. But just work hard, listen, and learn. So just try to remember everything, why you started, and motive. Because there's going to be the days that are rough, man. I sometimes I'll do 5-6 days in a row. And my girl's at home, and all I want to do is just lay up in bed or watch TV or just relax. And I know I have to get up at 5 a.m. And I have to drive an hour to get to work, and I have to drive an hour to get home. And I'm going to get 3 hours of sleep just to do it again the next day. And but man, it's just patience. Have patience with yourself. You're going to learn yourself really quick. You're going to learn your clients really quick. Just have the knowledge, have the money, have everything go through. Just set a plan. But definitely just patience. Because there's going to be people that come at you, that insult you. Your clients are going to come at you. They're going to question your ability to train them, and you kind of have to trust the process and have patience. So
yeah, that's great. That's great. I was going to ask you if you were able to go back in time and give yourself advice. What would you say? Is it kind of like around the same thing, pretty much? Or would that be different?
Man,
Like if you were able to go in a time machine, it's like one of my favorite questions. I always ask it like this.
I don't think I'd want to.
You wouldn't want to do it again, probably not.
I'm serious.
That's not the first time I've heard that before.
I don't think I'd want to because I feel like if I was to give myself advice, knowing me, I'd probably fuck myself up. And like I feel like everything happened. Definitely, the corniest quote in the world. Everything happens for a reason. But I truly believe, dude, I'm so, and I don't want to say blessed, but I'm almost blessed to the fact that I don't like saying blessed because the fact that I worked for it. It didn't fall from the sky.
Yeah, like
people who win the lottery are blessed. People who survive a hurricane are blessed. People who dodge a car accident, get in a car accident, they come out unharmed. They're blessed. I wouldn't consider myself blessed because it's not like I didn't put in the work for it. I'm more or less grateful that I had the opportunity to do all these things and kind of earn them and go from there. But I don't think I'd go back because it went from having 10 clients motivated me. And if I would go back in time and be like, hey man, they're gonna come, I'd be like, oh shit, cool. And I'd just put my chair back and I'd be like, nope, future me said they're coming. Patience, I'm waiting. I'm broke. Shit. And it's just like, and that's kind of how it would be, man. And everything happened.
Yeah.
Like I think everything happened the way it could. Like the thing with LA Fitness, actually, my boy ended up actually like ODing and he ended up passing away, and that was kind of the cutting edge. Where I left, I was like, "This is ridiculous." They're like, "Do his work, do your work." It was bad, and it was probably the worst thing that could happen to me at that time. But I don't think I ever would have left LA Fitness if it wasn't for that. I probably would have been, trying to work my way up the store and killing myself and not living my dream. But that was kind of like the dude, get out of here. Because he always said I should. He's like, man, like, you should be running your own fucking gym. Like, fuck this place. You should do it yourself. Like, you're great at what you do. And he was my biggest supporter, man, every day.
Yeah.
You know, you spend 12 hours a day with someone. Because he worked just as much as me. So 80 hours a week with someone, you're automatically, you're going to like him or you're going to hate him. So me and him became really good friends, man. He was a very good supporter of mine. And
it sounds like he was a big inspiration to you going out on your own, pretty much.
Definitely, he was probably the main reason. And yeah, man, because I don't think I ever would have done it. I never actually thought of it like that, but yeah, because that kind of gave me the backbone. Like, you know what, man, I deserve better than this. Like, fuck this, because life happens, and one day you might be dead, and you know like you didn't even get to take a shot at your dream, you know. So I kind of, at first when I went and checked out the gyms and I got the rent money, I was like, God, that's so much money, you know. But is it a lot of money if you're making more money? You know, so it's like, you know, is a Lamborghini expensive to Jay-Z? Not really. Is it expensive to me? Fuck yeah. You know, but it's just kind of how it is. So I just took the shot and went, man, if I went back in time, I would definitely fuck myself over.
That's great. That's great. So here's one last question before we go into closing thoughts. And this is kind of in relation to what Paul was saying too, because he was asking about like, did you ask, was it a book recommendation? Did you?
No, I didn't get no.
Okay, yeah, that's one of my questions I usually like to ask too.
Yeah.
Do you have any book recommendations for
Outsiders?
Outsiders?
Yep. Stay golden, pony boy.
Okay.
Dude, that's no. Outside like business books, stuff like that.
Yeah, like business books or.
There's like a third circle theory that I've read before. You know, talking about like kind of being out the boundaries and the third. There's, you know, the opposite spectrum of everything.
Yeah. Anything that relates to you, like your fitness journey, your powerlifting journey, your
listen to a
training
lot of
journey,
podcasts and things like that.
Okay.
I try to read. I more or less try to read to enhance my current knowledge rather than like someone else's story or book recommendations. Like I have the Arnold Encyclopedia, I'll crack open and kind of touch base, because sometimes you'll forget yourself. Like, you know, you only can store so much, and you got to go back to your basics and your roots sometimes. So sometimes even if I have a spare hour, I'll go back like to 2013 and look at my old programs, and I'm like, damn,
I love that.
why did I stop that?
Yeah.
Or I'll now know, like, damn, I know why I stopped that. Or, you know, the thing is, because sometimes, like, even with my training, I'll get into these certain exercises, and like even now I'm starting to realize I'm repeating myself, and I'm just like, damn, I gotta stop that. So definitely, instead of getting off the topic, book recommendations, I don't have any. I like reading my own material that I wrote before, kind of learning and reflecting.
Hey, I love it. I love your answer. You know, it reminds me, like, I'm always meant to like get into journaling, and I never really did it really that much. I did a little, like, you know, note taking at places and stuff like that, and it's really good to go back in your notes. I know my man Paul's got to get Paul. Show off your journal, man.
It's even got a tree on the cover.
Nice. Love that. So, all right, so we're gonna wrap it up. Did you have any questions or anything you wanted to touch on?
I just really appreciate Alex's. Well, I mean, the only thing I think of, because I think he hit this theme like a hammer, which was awesome, is just the honesty and integrity. I mean, you know, the show's about principles. You and I touch on it when we meet. Other folks I've seen you interview before, and I love his real, raw sort of passion. You know, it comes through. Like, I like to think when I talk about trees to people that I have that same, like, where I'm training guys or I'm investing in my people or whatever, that I come off driven and that I have their best interests at heart. Different game, same rule, right?
That's it.
But I also love that just the honesty thing. I mean, that is a time-tested principle. It's not a secret formula. And people ask me all the time, like, oh, you know, I laugh because, like, you know, like I don't see myself as like uber successful, but it's like, you know, what's the secret to the success that you have? Whether we're asking you or Dan or me or whatever, it's like it's not a secret. It's like I've been at this for, like you were saying, do it for 7 years, you know?
Yeah.
I've been doing it for a long time. Plus the honesty and just being straight up with people, and
you know, like fake it till you make it thing. Like people get
took the words right out of my mouth.
That's crap.
They do that fake it till you make it thing because they think that's going to speed it up, but it actually slows it down. You know?
That was the next step. I was going to say, I was like, that fake it till you make it shit doesn't work when we're kind of in the industry of us. Like, if you tell someone you can do a good job on their trees and you butcher them and you damage property, they're going to be like, yo, you lied to me. Yeah. You tell people you can make money by selling Amazon, and they go and they lose money, they're gonna be like, dude, what the fuck? Like, you told me I could make 100,000,
right.
And you're like, oh, well, sorry, I thought you could too. Me, I'm gonna get you on stage. You're gonna do good. You're gonna get first place, and then you get 16th out of 16th. You can't fake it till you make it. You
Yeah.
literally just got to work at it until you make it.
Yeah.
And it's just
Yeah.
kind of like we were talking about hitting diamond, hitting gold, wherever you guys were talking about. Think of it like you're digging through dirt, and you never know when that patch of diamonds is going to come and hit you. And that's kind of it. Whether it's 10 clients, whether it's 10 new clients, whether it's 20 new clients, however it is, we all deal with clientele, but it's, you might get 30 new clients and they're going to stick with you. And that's your business for the next 10 years because they're helm owners. They're going to stay there. You might have 10 people that work with you as a coach and you overview them for 5-6 years and, they love the success they're having. They would never think of stopping it. And maybe I have 10 clients that want to live with me. So say they're all paying $250 a pop, it's $2,500. It's $2,500. That's X amount of months. You never know how long that's going to stay. And that's why you have to value almost every customer.
No doubt.
Just new, old. They all have to have the same value because the new could be the old, new, old. And that's kind of how it is. Every time someone sends you a payment, you have to have the same gratification, the same respect, the same integrity, the same honesty with just everyone because they're paying you their hard-earned money. They're selling hours of their lives to you. If you work for $10 an hour and you just sent me 100, you just sent me 10 hours of your life, and I have to kind of respect that you did that and kind of give it back to you.
Yeah, you're honoring that.
Right.
That investment.
So make it worth your while.
Exactly.
Maybe I can throw back 13 hours of your life, and you feel like you made from it, and I will give you successful clientele. And
Sounds like a win-win.
for sure.
It's
Yeah,
good.
I would, if I could pay someone $1,000 today, make me 100 pounds lighter, I'd do it. But it's gonna happen. Whatever. But I feel you.
That's great. That's great. So anyway, I want to go through here real quick. Thank everybody for coming out here. Eric Foster, Ray Briggs, Mike Capolina, Sean Evans, Michelle, Jay Johnson, Josh Santana, Amanda Rupel, Phantom Girl,
Whoa.
Rita Kim, Kathy Crawford. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate you. I know that Alex and Paul do too. If you catch this replay, we appreciate you as well. And I just want to end this whatever it takes Wednesday with gratitude. For everybody tuning in. I'm grateful for you coming here, brother. Appreciate you, man. Really love everything. Really love everything you had to say, man. It was like a different thing than I'm used to, and I loved all your metaphors too. It was like I was just feeling the whole thing.
Yep.
So I feel like I probably got the most out of this. But anyway, guys, thank you very much. Tune in to whatever it takes Wednesday next week. Thank you again. We'll see you.
Peace.
Peace.